Hey everyone, how you doing? I am Clara back. Today I'm reviewing Welcome to the Moon, the flip and write game. Welcome to Your Perfect Home. This is a game that I absolutely love. I was playing it a lot online, and then I went and bought the physical version and some of the additional maps for it. There is another follow-up called Welcome to Las Vegas, and if I'm perfectly honest, I didn't enjoy Welcome to Las Vegas as much. So I was curious what I would think about Welcome to the Moon. And okay, so this is my housemate's copy because I bought it them for Christmas and then we played through. There is a possibility of playing a campaign version of Welcome to the Moon. So this will be spoiler free. But yeah, what did I think of it? Well, in short, it was excellent, but let's get into more about what's involved, what's going on in the game, and why I thought it was excellent. Okay, so Welcome to the Moon. I've got to start by saying that what's interesting about Welcome to the Moon is that it's not just one board. There's actually not two, not four, not six, but 8 boards. And you get 6 copies of each of these boards, and they are dry erase, and it comes with dry erase markers, and they are all beautiful looking boards. Now this isn't really a spoiler because this is, as soon as you open up the box, this is what you get. I highly recommend that you play through each of the different maps a couple of times before you play through the campaign, just so you're used to the quirks of the map, of the different maps. But yeah, each of these maps, they have different complexities, they have different, a lot of the rules are the same, but there'll be some things that change in each game, but none of them feel insurmountable. I'll be honest, you read through the rules, it takes 5 minutes, and then we were playing the next map. The first time we played it as the campaign, and we played one after the other. 5 minutes to read these rules, and then we were playing the map. 5 minutes, playing the map. 5 minutes, playing the map. So each of them is really simple. I will say Blue Cocker, the publisher, they also have some little videos on how to do it. There was only one thing that wasn't clear from the rules, and that was actually on the first map. The first one is the most simple map and the simplest game, but we weren't necessarily sure how you were supposed to cross certain things off. But other than that, everything was really straightforward and easy. And like I say, 5 minutes and you know how to play the next map. So really easy learning curve. And each of the maps has its own different puzzle, its own unique challenges, but none of them feel too complex. There's a couple of things that are added to your sort of Welcome to base classic, and that's not too much. It's enough to play the game. And if I'm perfectly honest, I think 4, maybe even 5 of these games, I would buy them if there was a Welcome to edition with just one of these maps in. And there's 4 or 5 of them like that I think that the maps are interesting enough that I will be very, very happy playing the game, buying the game with the single map. And there's like 4 or 5 of them. And you've got 8 altogether. And the other 3, let's say 3, the other 3, it's just that maybe they don't play to my strengths as well. Maybe I'm not quite as good, and yet my housemate has a very different opinion. And so some of the ones that I liked less, my housemate liked more, and some of the ones that I like more, my housemate liked less. So I don't know whether I actually did that properly. But yeah, so Welcome to the Moon is brilliant because it's got these 8 awesome maps, and it's really easy to learn. If you like Welcome to, you could very well like this. Maybe you won't like the changes, but I don't think, if you were put off by Welcome to Las Vegas, I don't think this, I was, and I don't think that this has the same problems. So it's got these 8 different maps, but what's really interesting is they've also included this campaign version. So you can go through, there's a booklet with story, and you go through and do this campaign, and then different things happen. There's events that happen. And it just adds this little bit of a story to it, which is awesome. And maybe you're not allowed to do this time. Maybe you've got to do this way. Maybe something changes on the board. There's a lot of things that it's introducing that are really interesting. And there's actually these decks of cards which are in boxes. And we've not gone through all the boxes yet. So we've played through the campaign version, played through the campaign twice. And what I will say is there's still a lot more to see. So very different scale in terms of size, but think of Sleeping Gods. You play through the campaign once and there's more to see. Play through the campaign twice and there's still more to see. It's actually the same with Welcome To. How they managed to do that in a box which is just a reasonable small size with the booklet, but we've played through the campaign twice and they were both different campaigns to a degree, and there's more to see. There's more stuff that we haven't seen. I love that. I love that. And each time when you're playing through it, it'll tweak a few things, but it's not too much. It's not insurmountable. Again, it's just enough to make it slightly different from what you've played before. And so I feel like there's still sort of different games in this that I haven't played. It's absolutely wonderful. Now, Welcome To is my favorite roll or flip and write game. It just absolutely is. But this, Welcome to the Moon, honestly, I think it's probably taken over. I think it's probably surpassed it. I'll keep playing Welcome To. I played it with my niece. I introduced my niece to it, who's 11, at Christmas, and I really enjoyed it. But Welcome to the Moon, it's got 8 different games. I like the dry erase boards. I like the fact that there's certain things that will change up a little bit. It's just such an interesting game. And I still feel we played so much of this, but all the games are short. Like I said, they're all easy to pick up and learn. And I still feel like there's more game here. So we're not done with it, although we're making sure we're going to take a bit of a break now I've got this review so that I don't burn out. But this is a game, I think you could easily play this if you haven't played Welcome to Your Perfect Home. Honestly, I think it's not that complicated. The first map is actually quite different in how it works, but it's still got the similar sort of sequential numbers thing. That's the core mechanism of Welcome To, is that there's 3 piles of cards. You flip them, you take a number that you've got to write on your board in sequential order, and then there's also an action you can take. You know, it's still got that, and it's still very familiar, but it is a simpler version, and then it ramps up. But like I say, weirdly enough, like I think the second game in the series and maybe the 4th game are probably the ones that I struggle with the most, and I think are the most complex, whereas my housemate thinks others are, because there's just different things that work for us differently. But there's no maps here that I don't like. The one thing that I will say is that there's a little bit more interactivity between the boards, generally in a very basic way. So like maybe you activate viruses, say, and so once you've activated it, then no one else can get it, in the same way that, you know, when you score goals in Welcome to Your Perfect Home, nobody can get the top score on that anymore, and once you've done it twice, then nobody else can score it. So you've got that sort of level of interactivity. The one map where it becomes a little bit trickier is map 8. So I don't think that the puzzle is necessarily that much more complicated, but you're actually working on 2 different boards. It's the same board, but there's 2 of them, and you're sharing them with other people. So 2 people are writing on each map, on each board, and 2 people are, and you're working on 2 maps. So in a 2-player game, we're constantly swapping between rounds, constantly swapping. And because you're swapping the maps and then you're looking what's happened, I don't think it's necessarily, it is a little bit trickier, but I think because you're constantly swapping, it's easier to forget things and miss things and, you know, just do things wrong. And we've done that a lot, and we've played it a few times now. So there is a little bit of that, and I'm not sure, it feels a little clunky. But I actually like the puzzle of playing on 2 maps. I like that 2 people are writing on the same map. I like the fact that you're scoring 2 different things. So I like the puzzle that's involved with the map 8, but it is clunky, and I don't know how we can fix that. But other than that, you know, even if you just play 1 through 7, you know, if you're like me and you think that was clunky, you can play the others loads. We've played through the campaign twice. There's still more to play. This is an absolutely wonderful game, whether you've played Welcome To before or not, whether you liked Las Vegas or not. I think that a lot of people can get a lot of enjoyment out of this. It plays up to 6. It's got the dry wipes, like I say, so you're not going to run out of maps. Maybe you'll need to buy new dry wipes at some point. And it's not that expensive relatively. I think that this is a fantastic game. Blue Collar have just knocked it out of the park with this one. So for me, it's a definite buy. Welcome to the Moon. I'm Clara, and until next time, take care and bye bye.